I say, it's been an extraordinary amount of time since we heard from Darkslade's diaries.
Yes, I was noticing that too. It's like he doesn't care about us anymore.
What a fine thing, asking for subscribers and then never giving anything in return.
I know, it seems like such a waste of time. You would think he'd have more caring than that.
You know, guys, it could quite possibly be that I have just been really busy these last 2 weeks. You know, like maybe I have a life.
Nah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the diaries. Well, some things to do this week. We've got a film shoot on the weekend out in the dark, foreboding jungles of my front lawn, and some more work on the film. And this week, I'm going to show you a little bit of the editing process. You know, how we do the composite editing and all that kind of fun stuff. And I've got some other stuff planned. It should be fun, should be interesting. As you know, there was quite a break between the last two videos, and they were both pretty darn long. This one should not be quite as long, but you never know. I'm doing this in the beginning. How do I know how long they're going to be? But it should be entertaining up to a point, and then there will be a point where you'll go, okay, I'm done. You know, I mean, I'm sure several of you do that, but I hope not. I hope you watch them all the way through just to see the strangeness that goes on in the Darkslade manor. Actually, I have some work to do on the Adventureland porch, which I want to get to before fall, because Halloween is right around the corner, and I want to do a little futzing around with it for Halloween. So, we might have that in there too. So, with those few things that are ready to go, and maybe more, let's get going! The best part of shooting an exterior green screen is no matter which direction you're facing and the camera's facing, it's always the right direction, because we just moved the background, you see. So, I have Tiki Bob here. And he's getting ready for his big scene. He can hardly wait.
Tiki Bob can hardly wait.
Yes, I know. And
would like to do Happy Tiki Dance, but stuck on ground.
Jeez. And then we will get underway. And it should take us, I think I said it's going to take us about 2 hours to shoot. Yeah, so there you go. Action.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but now we have to go on another quest to find this relic.
Well, the sooner we start, the sooner we can continue.
Sooner we continue to cookie kiki. One more time. Ready?
And then after that, is it my line?
Yeah, then where should we start looking?
Try looking behind me.
Okay, same roll. Ready? Action.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but now we have to go on another quest to find this relic.
Well, the sooner we start, the sooner we can continue to the kingdom.
Where do we start looking?
Try looking behind motorcycle that decided to go by just as we were filming. Let's try one more time.
I don't see it.
Tiki there.
Tiki cut.
Well, there's the frame for the spore. It's pretty big. Matter of fact, it's very big. And I guess the shape's going to be a little different, but I have some ideas of what I'm going to do with the fur layering on it and how I'm going to close the top and all like that. So it'll still be good. It just, well, actually it's not much bigger than I was expecting, but I can't round that out too much. Well, we'll see what happens. Well, it's Halloween and I'm sitting out on the Adventureland porch. I'm going to be giving out candy to any kids in the area who come by. We normally don't get a whole heck of a lot out here at the Darkslade Manor, but hopefully we'll get a couple. And I got my guitar out here with my lights lit up. And so we're going to see there are people out of it, and the sun's still up, so we'll see how things go. Hello.
I'm doing the guitar for the talent show.
Are you? What talent show is that? What's talent?
School talent show.
Well, I can find a place to put this stupid thing down. All right. Let's see. Your face is missing. I can't give you. You have no face.
I'm like, I'm more serious. Red. Yeah, I'm red.
I can see you red, but you have no face.
No, it
You
doesn't.
got faceless.
No, he has a birth defect.
His face is missing. That's it. All right, we want Twix or Hershey's?
Twix, please.
Thank you.
Here, grab a couple since I don't expect to have a lot. Oh, I threw one on the ground for you. I'll give you one or two. Oh, here's one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hope you find your face. You want to come see my little furry tentacle? What's that? What's the matter? You afraid of this?
What is it?
It's a pot arm.
Oh, it does go up. Say trick or treat. What are you doing?
Trick or treat. Okay.
They're like still.
You knew it this, huh?
Yeah. They act like that, anyways.
Yeah, after minutes later, they got a little haunted house thing at the corner over there too.
Yeah, I saw it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh.
Whoa, got you.
Hello. Well, you have to come over here. I can't go over there. Don't worry about that. Alrighty. Good outfit, by the way. You know, I am a big fan of football. I do really like football. Football and baseball are my two favorite sports to watch. And I really do love football. Except...
It's time for Eddie's Weekly Grind!
Yeah! The pregame show. The pregame show, which generally starts 72 hours before the game. How long can 3 or 4 guys sitting around talk about one game without repeating themselves or starting to say dumb things? For instance, saying something like, well, you know, Bill, the key to the game this week is the Tigers are going to have to score more points than the Backroads. So you have to score more points. That's amazing. That is a key to the game, to score more points than the other team. Or how about when they compare people? Well, we're putting up Floyd Gribbles against Stan Frankel. What do you think the odds are that he'll be able to perform like he normally does? Well, I think he'll perform like he normally does because he normally performs that way, and that's why we say that. It just gets to the point where they have nothing to say. They have absolutely nothing to say. They've been talking for 6 hours, and they have said enough new stuff to cover about 15 minutes. But the show goes on for stinking ever. And they're all sitting around, of course, you know, generally you have that, like that counter in front with the monitors and everything, and they're sitting there, hey, you know, check out this play from a week ago Monday. What difference does the play from a week ago Monday make? It doesn't. That's the point. They have nothing to say. And then they start kind of going into a little world of their own. His stats show 41.79 and 15 on the long stretch for 24. Who gives a frog's fat whatever about what those statistics are? The only statistic that counts is who wins, their score. That's the only statistic we really care about. Now, you may be totally against what I'm saying here and think that it's necessary to know that Frank Gleagert's running average is 17.649. Not that you're going to remember it 5 minutes after I say it. Oh, I got that wrong. You will, because they're going to repeat it like 57 times. It is ridiculous. The show is too long. Pre-game show, give it an hour. Half an hour even. if you're preparing for the game, that's fine. Do something other than a pregame show where everybody just talks for a while. Okay, do something else. But you can't talk about the same thing for 6.5 hours, 72 hours, without repeating yourself over and over and over and over again until nobody cares anymore. Now, I defy any individual who does not live in a sports bar to watch a 6-hour pregame show. Doesn't matter what the teams are. Now, granted, as the teams are not as good, the show shrinks down, to about 3 hours. Or in the case of our team currently, maybe about 30 minutes. But that's not the point. The point is a 6-hour, a 10-hour, a 20-hour pregame show is not necessary. So, that's just kind of what I was thinking. Well, as you can tell by the condition of my desk here, I've been spending an awful lot of time here with the editing and everything, and this ginger ale bottle that has caffeine-free Coke Zero in it is just strange enough combination to kind of give you a clue as to what's going on here. I'm about to do some composite editing. So here's our scene. I'll just slide a little bit of it here. Where they walk in, da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, and you'll note that right over here, there's like an opening where the green screen stopped. So what I have to do is I have to mask that out, composite this out, keep this in the front, and then put our image in the back. See? Nothing to it. Simple stuff. Right. And the image that we're using is, or the background that we're using is a tropical rainforest, which is not really the direction I wanted to go originally. But it will serve the purpose. And actually, I did a little piece of the editing earlier, and it actually looked really good with that rainforest in there. And this is the image here. It's a little big right there, but this is our rainforest. And we're going to look at it at about there. And now it's going to disappear, and we're going to see this. And now we're going to take out the green screen and try to keep this in the front. Now this here, see, the green screen itself is a chromatic green, which is a specific type of green that the computer will recognize and take it out. The other green is, well, for one thing, I dusted it all with a little bit of brown paint, and it's like railroad ground cover. So it takes some of the greenness out. So we have this thing right here, and then we have this big open area right here, and when everybody walks in, you see we have this little green line around them. So what we're going to do first is we're going to put the background image in, kablinky, there it is. We're going to take this and we're going to mask out that little part right there. And I will use my all-purpose papina for that. There we go. Papina. And now when they walk in, oh, look at that. The wind blew it. So I have to kind of futz with that a little bit. So you see where it comes out there. So I'm going to grab this and say, okay, start there, and move out to here, and I gotta see where it moves back again, because we don't want to cut off too much of Ramon's arm here. And if we have to zero in on that, then we will do so. Okay, so now let's get back to the image. There we go. They walk in. All right. Now it's probably hard to see from there, and I am going to kind of do this with the screen editor in just a second. But there is a green line going all around them, So we have to get rid of that green line as best we can. Now, there's two ways to do it, this many. We can either erode that line around them, or we can suppress it. But to suppress it will change a lot of the color. Not just the green, but it'll also change this blue. And we don't want to do that. No, we don't. So let me show you how we're going to do this. I'll show you up close. Okay, as you look at this image, you see that there's green around the outside of our heroes here. And what we want to do is we want to get rid of that. Now, we don't want to suppress it, because like I said, that'll change the color. So what we're going to do is, oops, there we go. We're going to go over here and we're going to erode it. See right here it says erode. So we're going to erode that. Smarco. And we don't want to erode too much, because if we erode too much, they will lose some of their depth. Like for instance, if we eroded it that far, oh, they look silly. So we will only erode it 1 pixel. So it's still there, but it's very faint. Now we're going to go into our grading and we're going to suppress it just a little. See what happens when you suppress it entirely, all these colors change. Because we're taking the green spectrum out. So we're going to suppress it just enough. So we got to get his shirt back to blue. And that should be good. Okay. Now we're going to make it so it completely started out that way. I'm going to change the resolution here so I can scroll this in a little faster. Okay, now you see right there where Ramon's arm gets cut off. It's just for that one instant. So what we're going to have to do is when I go into post mixing, we will move the frame of this to about here, and then you won't notice that. I could move the mask, but it's a single line mask right now. So if I did that and I moved it anywhere, see the background shows up. So I could take and outline this whole thing with a freehand mask, which eventually I'll probably have to wind up doing anyway. And then I can kind of go around them, but that requires every frame animated. And it's just for that one sequence right there. But there's going to be more points in here where we'll have to change that. But as you see, oh look! Nighttime! No, the image that I'm using is not long enough. So we'll lengthen this out. See how far we go here before the scene changes. We have to make sure the background is all the way through the sequence. Okay, so it goes to there. So we look for the frame right after. And that's it. So that's the last frame in this sequence. We bring the image over, and there we go. So that part of the sequence is now composited. It's going to look all herky-jerky because it's, you know, drawing frames, but there they are. And you are looking at a lower resolution, so if we look at it with a higher resolution, let's get to where they're standing here. Here we go. See, it smooths out the jaggies around it, and when they move, it looks a lot more natural. Now, the reason this actually looks more natural in its exterior surroundings, and it is a green screen shot, is because we filmed this with the green screen outside. So it's all natural lighting. There's no indirect and no fill lighting. This is all natural lighting. So it makes the image, I'm not shaking around because the image down. It makes the image look more natural. It makes everything look more natural. That's why it looks like they're out there. And then this part right here is moving because there's a little bit of a breeze out there. And that makes it look like they are actually in the scene. And it'll actually trick the eye into thinking that more around the outside is moving. And of course we can add things like we can add some fog, we can add a bird flying across or something like that. There's all kinds of things we can do to make this look more like they're actually out there. Let me smooth this out a little bit, even at this low res. And you can see that looks pretty natural. So that's how we do the compositing. Wasn't that spiffy? I think so. Okay, well that is that, and that is it. And this was kind of a briefer video. Okay, wasn't half an hour long, and it was just, it's been a busy week, especially with Halloween and everything. But now begins my holiday 2 months, November, December. I started putting Christmas music on earlier today. It's going to drive a lot of other people crazy, but that is their problem, not mine. I love the holiday season, and I'll make it go as long as possible. So I started on the 1st of November, but it doesn't go full-blown until, you know, Thanksgiving. And just a reminder, I am going to do the Phoenix Zoo lights for one of the December shoots, so I hope you'll be looking forward to that. Next episode, I actually don't know what I have planned for the next one, because, again, we're kind of in the middle of things. I don't have a film shoot until the following week, and I'm still going to be working on the prop, which is in here now, and it's changed a little bit. I'll show you really quickly here. The top of the prop now has this bungee that goes through here, and this is where the the fur goes through, and where our victims pass through. Victims in not so literal sense, because nothing really happens to them. So that will be coming up. I'll probably work on that a bit. I do have some stuff to do on the Adventureland porch, and also in December I will be decorating my porch, and I'll be decorating my tree. Actually, I'll have other people doing it, because I have a Thanksgiving dinner for some of my cast, and they come over, and I'm going to ask them if they don't mind that that I film that. So I'll probably do that, and that's all the fun stuff. So the next couple of episodes are going to be full of Christmas cheer, whether you like it or not. And I don't say Happy Holidays. I'll say Merry Christmas. I'll say Happy Holidays, but it's not where I zero in. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever. I'm good with that. You can say whatever you want to me if you want to say Happy Holidays. I don't mind. I don't take offense. I don't take offense to pretty much anything, except if someone says, "Boy, you look like David Crosby." I kind of take offense to that, but then again, not so much, because he's a rich musician. Anyway, so that's it for this week. So we'll see you on the next episode. And in the meantime, you guys have yourself a great week. End of line.
I don't always subscribe, but when I do, I subscribe to Darkslade's Diaries. Shut up.